Yeah.
Boy 50.
Oh. This little shit came with a cold, boy, don't even try. I be rocking with my bros when I'm out of town. He be fumbling the ball, boy, you out of bounds. You got way too many stories talking all the time. And I know I fall, I'll be back on my own. It's all my fault, I do time all alone. I know sometimes I'm feeling out. We in this bitch, we going all alone. Cussing that drinking.
J.NICHELLE. And of course, we back for another episode of Flavor Friday. But this episode is a special episode. Because by the time this airs, we'll be all full from Thanksgiving dinner, that turkey, and that roasted ham, and whatever the heck y'all eat on Thanksgiving. I know somebody who is barbecuing on Thanksgiving. I don't even know if you can do that.
That's hard.
But it's happening, okay? So, this is going to be Black Friday. So, stop that shopping, put that bag down, and tap in. Because, of course, I got a special guest in the building with me. I am a fan of this man's hustle. I'm a fan of his adversity. I'm a fan of his style, his swag. Everybody, without further ado, Plainview Kiet in the building, y'all.
So, y'all, what's up with it?
Yeah, we're going to start this interview off just a bit different in the spirit of Thanksgiving. You know, in the spirit of being thankful and kind of coming to the end of the year and reflecting on, you know, just the year period. So I'm going to ask you, tell me something you're thankful for.
Oh, I'm thankful for everything. I'm thankful for the business coming true. I'm thankful for still being able to do this. I'm still thankful for my family, my son, you know, a lot of things.
Absolutely. I would say that I'm thankful for my health, man. I'm thankful for my health. Obviously, like, we went through like a tough time with COVID and everything. People was getting laid off, you know, people dying, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know I lost nobody through COVID, thank you Jesus. Like, so, you know, my mom got COVID and she was like right in her wheel. She just was so sure she wasn't gonna make it through that shit. Like,
no, that's some real shit. If it was any year or any time, you should be thankful for your health. Health
is important for sure. Yeah. You know what I want to ask you, just while we're on the topic of COVID, you know, because I've seen this obviously, and being a Black woman and dealing with racism myself. Like, did you encounter any type of like hate or anything like that because of the ignorant shit that Trump said? Of course, like, I know the Asian community has been like attacked hella bad like recently, and people are coming out the woodworks, it seems like, all of a sudden with a problem, you know, because of what Trump said. So have you experienced anything like?
No.
Really?
Like no, never got no type of discrimination, never, like, you know, all that shit. I went through that shit in high school, in middle school. Like, that's, you know, like, they try to pick on you, they, you know, like, they try to intimidate us and this and that. Like, some let it, like, you know, like, you can't really pick on, like, the nerds and shit. They not gonna, like, do shit, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But every time I got picked on, like, you gotta stand up for yourself, like, you know, you can't let people play with you.
Right.
But yeah, like, went through that as a kid, like high school and all that stuff. But now I feel like I'm established to where, like, people just respect me, so it's like
they understand.
Even like when I'm out in a city somewhere, I feel like it's the energy, the aura that you
put with. Out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, no, but I do run into a lot of Karens out in LA.
In LA?
A lot. Like, it's never no racist shit. It's just, they're very, like, what's it called when they, like, protect...
Like nosy?
Nosy, like, and they protect their properties. I got banned on Peer Space, right?
What's that?
Peer Space.
I'm old.
It's like you know, Airbnb?
Okay.
So it's an Airbnb for video
cars?
shoots.
Okay.
Video
I
shoots.
did the one for cars one time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, like, I got banned from a Peer Space because we was shooting at this little mansion looking house, and then, like, through the window, the neighbor, like, they was on the roof, like, the workers was on the roof, and they was like, come over here. So, like, after we shot there, we shot on the roof of the neighbor's house. But the neighbor in the middle, she started coming out tripping, like, she like, hey, do you got permission, this and that? But, like, it went all the way to me getting banned on Peer Space. She went out of her way and reported it to Peer Space. And me and the owner of the Peer Space, like, asked out, and I feel so bad. I hope they got their shit back.
What was her reason though? Like, what was she saying? Like, y'all can't
like
be here. Y'all are trespassing.
Yeah, like you trespassing. You got permission from the owner? No.
Go to bed, Karen.
It was literally like 10 minutes. That whole thing, like you'll see it. It's a video. It's a video.
I love your videos. I'm kind of happy that you did bring that up, because if you go back, if you guys tap into Plainview, you got a new YouTube channel, right?
Yes.
Now, okay.
Yes.
So if they've been tapped in to your music, to your visuals, to your videos, to the content that you put out, there is a huge transition.
Mm-hmm.
A huge transition. So just taking something like ramen noodles, you know, and fast forward to code.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a huge transition there visually and lyrically. So what caused that pivot and that change into...
You gotta grow. Like, you gotta fucking grow. Like, back then it was just like, you know, on some, you know, young shit.
Yeah.
Just, you know, not really caring, just having a love for the art. But now, like, I gotta have more substance, you know? Like, all, like, the videos that's gonna come out this year, next year, like, it's different. Like, you know, I gotta do it right now. Like, I can't be playing around, like, you know? So, yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited. I've had the pleasure of hearing some of the unreleased music, and it's hot, y'all. I'm excited. I'm super excited. I'm excited for you as an artist. I'm excited for you as a businessman, because we both talked about that the success in the music business is the business in music. And so can we just tell my audience a little bit about what we mean when we say the success in the music business is the business in music?
I mean, the money is gonna buy you opportunities, but who you are is gonna what make the opportunities.
Okay.
So, you know, like, you gotta network, be who you are, but genuinely, and people will just come along the way and lend a helping hand.
Yeah. So I want to talk about just maybe your team, the people who are around you. Has that switched up with your pivot and your growth in your career, and your growth and where you're at as a man?
Listen, like, I'm by myself. Like,
okay,
I do everything by myself. I got Jacob, like, my partner in the music stuff, but for the most part,
shout out Jacob. Jacob's dope.
So, like, you know, you see that clip of Young Dolph when he was like, I feel like I'm a loner. Like, I be alone 95% of the time. You see that clip?
I didn't see that clip.
Well, he was explaining it very well. Like, okay, so life-wise, I have, you know, love around me. Like, I got great people in my life. 10 years relationship. You know, like, I wasn't really rocking with my blood family like that. I still don't, you know. We don't see eye to eye and stuff. But, like, my friends from back then that, you know, turned into family, like, we still family. Like, they the whole reason behind this shit, you know. Like, why I go so hard? Because, you know. So, but music-wise, I don't really have a team. Like, me and Jacob is the team. Like,
but Jacob I mean, that's a good person to have on the team now.
Oh, man, Jacob is, I'm telling you, he like $1 million grad. It's not even about...
Where'd y'all meet? How'd y'all link up?
He started with me.
Okay.
When we're like, okay, so back then, right? I don't know the history behind music in like Wichita like that. So if anybody feels any type of way, it's just to my knowledge. But I was like, the clubs weren't rocking with us for shows. Like, they weren't
booking you.
They weren't fucking with our type of shit. Like,
okay.
So like we had went to this place called the Lava Hookah Lounge.
Okay.
And,
Umar spot.
Umar. Yeah,
okay.
Shout out to Umar. But so cause we wanted to do all ages.
Mm-hmm.
The clubs ain't gonna let that rock, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, but they can do that though. They just don't want to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we started at Lava, and I met Jacob there. I just told him, hey, pull up, like, you know, like, you're creative, right? You do videos, pictures, pull up. Then he pulled up, and like, literally, like, we was like 18s, like, just, and he was young. He was like 15 then, 14, something like that, you know?
Pulled up. Hungry.
Like, our shows, like, our first show was a crowd surfer show. Like, the very first show we threw, like, it was crazy. Like, we call it rage, like raging. Like not a lot of people in Wichita musically like was raging.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I felt like we really like
opened that door
to where like it's okay. This shit is gonna be accepted. Cause at first, I swear to God, people was hating on my music. Like the shit, like they didn't get it. Like I call my shit show music.
Okay. Like live music. You come to
like we come to like push each other around type shit. Like,
right. Okay.
Just rage.
Now, just speaking of that, because obviously there's a huge thing going on right now with Travis Scott, with Astro World, all the millions of lawsuits, the people who lost their lives. Like, you got any opinion on that? Because I've never been to a type of concert or event where but my little brother, like that's the music he makes. Shout out my brother Kush, Alexander Kush. But that's not my vibe. However, I do understand that that's, there's a market for that there's people that, like that type of thing.
Them type of shows, like people don't even people don't even be out to shows like that to really understand the magnitude of the concert goers. Like it's not no venue where like it's just the Rock Island wave. Like no, this is a whole ass like little mini city. Like people coming with pills, like X and all that shit, just to have a good time shit. So they popping shit and it's crowded. Like if you ever been to a festival, you'll know that crowd ain't nothing to play with. Like you will get claustrophobic quick and just not feel it, So if you ever been to a concert like that, like ain't nothing Travis could do. What could he do? He's just being an entertainer. He's just doing his job. How the fuck he supposed to look out for people dying and shit too, So, but spiritually, like I didn't fuck with all that. I don't know what's up with like artists that make it and this demon shit.
Demonize stuff. I was shout out Corey, my tattoo artist. I was talking to him today, and when we was talking about this, that's the first thing he said was like kind of just all the conspiracy theories behind it and the demonized like type of thing. And it's kind of like, what? Like, do you really feel like they line everything up, so it's like, well, shit, it's so convincing, but
that's why I fuck with Kanye so much.
Oh, I love that. We did talk about that.
He promote God so much, like, but like, if I ever make it and I get some like crazy good graphics designers under me, like I want to make some like God shit, more positive shit, but make it cool too. Like why can't we make God cool? Like why we always gotta go to the dark side and shit? Like just that shit.
I'm not gonna lie, I love to hear that from you, Plainview, because as a fan, from a fan perspective, if somebody's not tapped into this interview to hear you say that, it's like you wouldn't think that initially, obviously, because you're an artist and because you're a music and the things that have been put out. But to be on a platform and say, I'm a man of God, why we can't make that cool? Why is it got to be cool to be, dark and negative? And I love to hear you say that. Because big up.
I just believe like music, sonically, like making music to me, why I use the art form for, I just use it as like an art form. It's like painting, but just with words and instruments. Your voice is just an instrument. You playing on a, music note. And then like, I just feel like music don't really, like you can't really judge it, like you can only feel like, you can just feel it, that's it. You can't really judge music. So like the music and the person, the artist is two different people. Like I make music where I might be saying some crazy shit, but like that's just like how I was feeling in the studio. I'm drinking, there's people around me, I'm in LA, I'm in working mode and I'm smoking, I'm drinking. So like I'm gonna say some outlandish shit, you know what I'm saying? So,
at the time, that's where my head's at.
Yeah. So people just gotta understand like the person and the music and the person behind the music, just two different things.
Absolutely. Now, I'm kind of happy that you also said that, because one thing I know about you, just following your story and our conversations, is that you didn't grow up with a silver spoon in your mouth. You wasn't dealt necessarily like the easiest hand in life. But if y'all go back and y'all listen to Big Dreams, you talk a little bit about growing up in the back of a nail salon. You talk a little bit about your story and your struggles and what it was like for you. So I'm gonna ask you, for a person from the struggle as well, how do you think that shaped the man who you are today?
I feel like it give me an advantage, like an advantage to society. Like, I don't think nobody drive, hustle is harder than mine, or I don't feel like nobody compassion is as passionate as mine. Like, I know what it's like to struggle, so
hell yeah.
Like, I treat people like that, you know?
Yeah.
And like the nail salon, like, it's famous. It's famous in my community. Like, people that really know me, like they know the nail salon. like I was renting a room out in the back of the spot, like, for $250 a month. So that was a steal, but it was literally like this, just a studio.
Yeah.
It ain't shit. Like, I ain't had no TV. I just had a bed and a phone and some Wi-Fi. That's it. Just, and some headphones. Just grinding, like, all throughout those years, like, living there. Like, I can't really, like, fathom, like, going through that shit again.
Yeah.
Cause that's like being in jail, like a jail cell. Like, you just in that room. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have a car. I didn't, you know. So, that's when I really started, like, perfecting my craft, though.
You know, I do want to touch on that because you have a son, you know, and you grind now. And if you guys have never tapped in or seen videos, your son got all type of personality, okay? So how does it feel just kind of knowing that, like, you went through that and he's never going to have to, you know, because of what you went through, he's never going to have to go through that.
Like, my son he's special. Like, he has, like, the biggest heart. Like, he's so, like, he loves people.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know who he takes that from. But, he loves people.
You act like you don't love people, but you a people person.
Yeah, I am.
You really are.
He loves people so much that, like, he gets confused when people are not nice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when kids and stuff, like, are not nice to him at school and shit. Like, he's going through, like, shit where, like, this kid has said, like, stuff about his clothes, but, like, he's like, why is he making fun of my clothes, Daddy? Like, why would he say that? And I'm like, son, look at your clothes. You look fly as hell.
I
like,
know you fly. I know he
fly. Like you fly as hell. Look at what he wearing.
Yeah.
He wearing some Walmart shit with some Spider-Man and, you know, all that shit. Like, bro, look at you. Like, you fly as hell. You the flyest in the class.
Yeah.
So then, like, I'll tell him that, and he like, you know, like, he really listened like an adult. So, just like me being through the struggle, like, I didn't have my parents.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have my parents. So, I was raised by the streets. And I ain't gonna lie, like, I could have had a silver spoon life.
Okay.
You know, from middle school to high school, I just, like, I fucked it up, but it wasn't my fault. Like, my auntie and me, like, my auntie took me in. She was, you know, she was in a nice area. So she tried to, like, change my life. Like, she tried to, like, help me out. But, like, we never see eye to eye because, like, I would forget to do my chores. I would fuck up. But to me, like, she didn't understand that in my head, every single day, all I thought about was home.
Yeah.
Like when I left my country, like, all I thought about was my parents. Like, I, like, had the same dream every single day. Like, what is it like to wake up to mama saying good morning? What is it like for her to cook you breakfast? What is it like for lunch, you know? I love my auntie, don't get me wrong, but, like, it's not the same.
Absolutely.
So in a time where I was just wondering shit in my head all the time, like, forgetting to do chores and just not wake up on time and this and that, like, that's when, you know, I got sent back to my grandparents. My grandparents like, shit, we can't afford to take care of you. Can you find somebody? And that's when I was just like, all right, I'm gonna go figure it out. So I went back to the hood. That's where my whole experience changed me. That the experience shaped me who I was.
Yeah.
Or who I am. Like, just going through everything, just being in the streets for real, like no mom, no dad, nobody tell you what to do. Just be in the trap. How to do it. Yeah, just be in the trap, doing dumb shit and learning from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's so crazy because I relate to your story so much. My aunt raised me. You know, my mom and dad was out drugging and doing. I'm an 80s baby, you know, so they got sucked up in that trap, as I would like to say. But shout out to my mom. I love my mom. You know what I mean? My dad, R.I.P., he's gone. But my auntie raised me, and she was only 10 years older than me, you know, so she didn't even have it all together. Yeah. And my grandpa was dying from brain cancer at the time, and, you know, my grandma was trying to hold it down for him. And, you know, they provided a roof, and I'm very grateful for what my grandparents and, you know, my aunt did for me. But when you grow up like that, missing your mom, missing your dad, not having that, it does something to you.
It does.
For sure. And if you haven't experienced that, then you really can't speak on it.
You can't tell somebody that ain't like us and expect they don't get it. They think, like, with them, me and my cousin, like my auntie's son, that was my best friend, my day one. I love him. That's my cousin. Like, that's my best man. You know, my right hand. Like, you know.
Yeah.
And we had talks about our past so many times, but it just never worked out because I feel like it might be something that I'm missing from his point of view, but I just feel like he can't really see my perspective because he's saying, like, bro, like you didn't have it that bad, like, you know, you didn't have it that bad, like you think, like you was good, like, you know, but it's like, it's not like the materialistic shit, it's like the feeling of protection, the feeling of love, like Christmas presents.
That's what you said you loved about Kanye. So we're going to switch it up a little bit because that interview on Drink Champs, oh my gosh, I just loved it.
Legend.
I just loved it. And you know what I love, and I'm going to say this again, I said this before, I love that Kanye, I don't care if you agree or disagree with him, the freedom of being able to say, I'm going to state my opinion, you know, I'm going to have the conversation. I'm not afraid to say what everybody else is thinking, but don't want to say because they don't want the backlash or, you know, whatever. They don't want to lose the bag, whatever. I feel like the freedom to be able to be above that and say, this is how I feel, this is what I think, is dope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's super important. Like, I've been growing stronger throughout the years and gaining confidence. Just having the confidence to be myself fully.
Yeah.
And knowing how to be myself respectfully too. Like, before I didn't really know. I feel like I came up way too fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know how to deal with it. Like fame is weird. You know, like,
even local fame?
Yes, it's weird. It's weird because, like, you get a special thing about life taken away from you, which is the art of surprise. Okay. So, like, when somebody see you and they notice you, they think they know you. Like, they think they got you figured out just because of the online
videos,
shit. Right?
The posts.
So, like, oh, ain't you that one rapper? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm that one rapper, but I'm still a person, bro. Like, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But what were we talking about again?
Kanye. We're talking about
Yeah. So like, I had the confidence to be myself and just watching that interview.
Did you watch both?
I haven't watched the second one.
Okay, the second one's good. Okay, but go ahead. The second one's really good.
He was going even longer?
He was going even longer. The second one's good.
How long was they there? Like 8 hours?
Man, they had to make a part. No, I don't know if it was 8 hours. I think
the first one was 3.5 hours or something, right?
Well, maybe I watched it on Revolt, and maybe they put it in 2 parts because I watched part 1, part 2. So I don't know. I thought the first one was like an hour and a half. No.
I know there's 2 parts to it.
Okay.
I just watched the first one. That's it. But yeah, like he just seeing how his mind works and how confident he is. Like, I'm just like, damn, that's how I should be, or that's how I am right now. Like, like you, cause like when you doing good in the world and you know you doing good, and you in a position, you're a billionaire, you can do whatever you want to do. Like, people gonna talk anyways. That's the thing about this world we living in. Like, people got a platform to just say shit, so people gonna talk regardless. Like, but then they gonna forget about it the next week.
Right, because they're talking about somebody else.
So just be you so that you can attract the same like-minded people. Because you don't need the masses. You just need your people, your cult following. So, like, I'm trying to reach out to them. So, like, Kanye is a genius, man. Like, I hope I can meet him one day.
Just kind of being in that time frame, I was a fan of Kanye musically. I think he's a genius. You know, if you don't have a pair of Yeezys, like, they're comfortable as fuck. I seen your Yeezys when I came outside. I was like, oh God, they're sick. Yeah. That's what I love about you. Okay, let's flip the script just real quick. I'm happy I brought up the Yeezys because your style is fucking crazy. And that's what I love about you. You got the hat on right now, but you be rocking the braids. Who keeps you braided up?
Man, like, I have a couple people I go to here, but usually in LA. Like,
really?
I like the braiding companies in LA. Like, it's like a whole experience. Like, you know, they'll turn on the music.
Okay.
Like, you know, like they use, I don't know what the hell kind of gel or stuff they use, but it's like hot, you know, or they put a stick and they bap on you and just start twisting you up. But yeah.
Braids be nice, crispy.
Yeah. I love braids.
Are you tender-headed? That's what I wanted to know. I said, I bet his ass be in the chair like...
No.
No?
No.
I'm
like
tender-headed.
People be like, do it itch? do it hurt? Like, they'll just come up and look at me. Like, bro, I swear, like, it's so funny because in Cali, that shit ain't, you know, like, just anywhere, period. Not just in Cali, but when I do be in Cali with my braids, like, you just walk in and people just look at you different. Because they don't dress like, you know, Asian people, like, they don't.
Yeah, you got a different flow. You got a different style, for sure.
So it just be funny. Like, they'll just come up to me, look at me, and the braids, like, just straight up. Like, does it hurt? Does it itch? Like, do you be slapping yourself? Like,
I'm dead.
I'm like,
they want to know, you know, all the traditional.
Yeah. I do, though. Sometimes I'll be like, it's only when you mess with it hard, though. I just be like, man, one time I was in the plane.
I better never catch you back.
I'll be like, just, damn.
You patting that head.
And why is it always the one spot? Like, the right hand right here in the back. Like, why is it never, like, another spot? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always that one spot. Like,
all the braiders all over the world is like, he be knowing, he knows that struggle.
I stopped myself, but I ain't gonna lie, like, I used to not know how to dress like that. I used to like colorful shit.
Okay.
Like, I would walk into the store and get the most fucking checkerboard,
neon green, some shit.
NASCAR, fucking, yeah, like, just all types of shit. And then, like, my homies was clowning me so much that we help each other out, though. Like, that's how we help each other. We're not gonna be like, hey, yo, bro, this and that. No, we gonna clown the fuck out of each other. Like, what the fuck you got on, this and that. And that's how, like, they helped me learn how to dress for real, like, my black homies.
Because they'll big you up when you dip down.
Tab, when he see this shit, he gonna be laughing.
Yeah.
It's a difference between thinking you're gonna win a football game, but knowing you're
gonna win. Okay.
So, like, it's just that feeling like you just know, like, I just know I'm special. Like, I got too much of a unique story for me not to be able to, like, make this shit into a movie or something, like, you know.
Absolutely.
Like,
to help somebody else.
Yeah, to shine light on my people.
Yeah. That
came from, you know, immigration. Like,
yeah.
Like, bro, like, we got it harder than anybody else. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, like, the Mexicans, too, you know, like the hard workers, the immigrants, the Africans, you know, like, just want to bring that back to, like, so people in America can be more grateful for their life.
I love that.
So they can be greater, you know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't be no way in hell where the people that don't know no English out hustling people that been here the whole life.
Okay.
Like, you got all these opportunities. You got to seize your opportunity. That's all I want from, like, my whole brand, like, as me as a person, like, fuck, go be something.
Yeah.
Any ideas, go execute that shit. Like, be that person that you supposed to be. Like, fuck that 9-to-5 mentality, man. Like, you gotta
Don't waste
you gotta
your
look
talent.
deep. Like, you don't waste your existence.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah.
Man, Plainview dropping jewels. I'm about to put the Cash App at the bottom. We got to stop this. Y'all about to have to pay for it. Y'all about to have to pay for it.
Yeah.
All right, man. We about to get up out of here. But before we do, I want to ask you, there was a little trend kind of going on at some point in time. It's kind of died down now. But I thought this would be fun to do because I've never done it. Mm-hmm. And who more perfect to do it with than you? Mm-hmm. So if you could tell Lil Plainview in the back of the nail salon, or little 7-year-old Plainview that was coming over to the U.S. for the first time and leaving everything that he knows, if you could tell him something now, what would it be? Like, if you could go back and give that kid some advice or some words of encouragement, what would it be?
Man, like, if I was to go back in time and tell the old me, what would I tell him?
What would you tell him?
I would tell myself, like, you was right. Everything that you thought you was, everything that you thought you stood for and can't stand for, like, you was right. Like, all them visions, and you was right. Like, that's the only thing I can say. I feel like that's kind of like, whatever, but like, I just would tell myself, you was right, man. Everything you said you was gonna do, everything you said you was gonna do it for, and who you was gonna do it for, you was right. Pill popping dog to the morning. Big gloss, crock pot, cooking like some Harleys. Bad bitch fuck me all night cause I'm horny. Mail drop, we gon' hit the blocks and restock shit. Head by pill popping dog to the morning. Big gloss, crock pot, cooking like some Harleys. Bad bitch fuck me all night cause I'm horny. Mail drop.